All right, guys, we're going to be going through our weapons lines here up in the mountains, Mountain Warrior Kung Fu Academy. And right now we're going to be hitting our knife lines. This is a rubber training knife. Do not do this at home with a real knife, please. All right, rubber training knives, want to make sure you're articulating the edge properly. Okay, a lot of people I'll see practicing and they're actually slicing their partner with the backside, which of course a real knife, that's not going to slice. So let's make sure that you're articulating what would be the edge of a real blade. Right? We're going to go through our basic drills. We've already seen the stick drills. If you've been looking at our videos, we've got 3-part, 5-part, punyo, sumbrada, and hubud in stick. We also do the knife and the stick and knife variations of those same drills, which we'll be doing on this series of short videos to recap these lines for you. If you're trying to learn these lines off of YouTube, off of our website, slow it down, go real slow. We're just going to go slow now because I'm just wanting to show these lines for my students that are already doing them so they can get a good view of where I want them to go. So anyway, we're going to look at 3-part drill, same lines as stick lines. We have a couple little different things. We're not hitting the stick. Obviously, we don't have a stick. We're not going to hit knives. We're going to slice with this rubber training knife. So we're going to slice and use the back of the hand. So it's going to be a little bit more realistic in how we're playing this. With the stick, if you remember, we're hitting the stick so that we don't hurt our partner's hand. In reality, you'd be hitting the hand, defanging the snake. We can actually play the real lines with the knife because we're not cutting our partner, okay? So, my wife Sue here is going to slice into me. We're doing what's called 3-part drill, and I slice the inside of her arm and check with the back of my hand. We're going to check with the back of the hand the majority of the time. I'm not going to go into a deep explanation of that right now. Just remember, most of the time back of the hand, once in a while palm, most of the time back of the hand. If you're in my classes, you've already heard it explained. If you're not in my classes, give me a call, 503-472-6656. All right, so we have 1, 2, I'm gonna help my assistant here and remind her that it's the back of the hand checking. I don't want you to be misled, back of the hand. Okay, good, she knew that already. All right, so we have 1 here. Now when I slice at her, it's the same lines as the stick. She's gonna move away from the attack. So she's gonna move that direction. I'm attacking at her ribs. I'm not attacking straight in. I'm attacking at her ribs. And she's gonna move away from the attack. Then when she comes around on top of me, I'm gonna move away from where I'm going to send her arm. Here, I'm moving away. She's going to move away from the attack, and I'm moving away from the attack. Then she's going to move away from where she's sending it, and I'm going to move away. And there's your 3-part drill. It's really that simple. Okay, there's not a whole lot to it. We're going really slow. We got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we start over again. It's a complementary flow drill. Now, there's something I need to really express here, very important, is that on that second strike to the ribs, a lot of people misunderstand that and don't articulate it correctly. Because it's a complementary flow drill and both partners know where we're going, what's happening is a lot of people are, go ahead and slice in here please, Sue. A lot of people are going here or stopping like this, okay? And our partner being complementary isn't really blasting through. Reality is that blade's gonna just come shooting through here, ripping my guts open, right? Well, when she shoots in here, what I wanna do is I wanna stop her energy. So let's do that again, but this time, a little more speed, Sue. I wanna stop her energy here and cut. I don't wanna pass her energy through. If I don't get a good enough position, and I try to pass through and I hollow out not quite enough, she's still going to slice me. So it's extremely important to remember that on that particular action, I'm actually stopping her energy. I'm not gonna mention that again on the other drills, but it applies anytime somebody's coming at the ribs there, okay? Now let's take a quick look at 5-part drill. 5-part drill is the same as 3. We're just adding 2 new parts kind of right in the middle. You've got 3-part drill, we're putting 2 new parts in right here, okay? And that gives us 5-part drill. So, Sue's gonna slice at me again here. We have 1, you already know that. We have 2. 3, she's gonna jab at my belly. I'm gonna move off. I wanna hollow out, get away from that as I slice her arm. And then I'm gonna flick over her head and she's gonna do her paillon on my arm and hit my arm down. Oh, wonderful. Now she comes at me and oh, you already knew that. So we had 2 new parts there in the middle. So I slice at her, she moves away. She slices at me, I move away. Now I'm gonna jab right at her belly there. She slices my arm. She flicks over my head, I move away. At the same time I'm doing my paillon right here, but as opposed to how the stick was sitting on the shoulder, on the paillon position, we're just articulating the blade in that same direction. We're moving off, it's not blocking, it's slicing. I'm hitting her arm down at the same time, right there. And then she's gonna do her roof action up top. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I know I'm making this difficult for our cameraman here, but you have to move on this. This is very, very important. She's got to move away from my strike. So when I slice at the side of her neck, side of her head here, she's got to move away. Otherwise, she's not playing the game properly, not training properly. She slices at me, whoa! I've got to move away from that. Now when I jab at her here, she's still gonna move off to the side. She wants to hollow out and get away. She's gonna flick at my head, whoa! I've got to get away, I'm moving away. And then she's going to move away. Oh, she moved into it. She's got to move away. Okay, she's got to move away. Okay? Yes. And it's one of the most difficult things for all of my students to get is moving away from the strike. So many people move into it. It's, for whatever reason, the thing most people do. If you find yourself doing this, sometimes slicing, please, Sue. If you find yourself moving into the strike, bad move. Think about sitting at a stop sign and you see a semi coming at you in your rearview mirror and it's not slowing down. Do you throw it in reverse and go after it? Of course not. You want to try to squirrel out of the way. When she slices at me, I don't want to stay here. I'm staying at the stop sign. Okay, hit me. She slices, I don't want to go into it. That's putting it into reverse and going after that action. And when it's at speed, you definitely do not want to stay there. You want to try to give yourself that fraction of a second. So when she slices in, whoa, I want to do what? I want to get away. See where I'm at? See where she's at? That's called angling off. When she slices in, whoa, I'm moving away. Look at this. Okay? Thank you. All right, so it's really important to practice your angulation there. All right, we need to look at punyo sumbrada real quick here. Punyo sumbrada. She slices down. I start with my knife across my body as though I were going to draw a sword. When she comes down at me, I move off and parry her arm off to the side and then slice her wrist here, keeping my hand fairly high. There's the first beat of punyo sumbrada. I let go, she slices my arm as I jab in, she jabs her punyo at my face, all right? When she jabs that punyo at my face, okay, think of that having a skull crusher on the end. I loved Cold Steel's Tonto blades. I had one years ago and it had a wonderful skull crusher on the end, very powerful. She's gonna jab that right at my face. Boom, I stop it here. I don't grab it, I just stop it for the flow of the drill. A lot of my students try to grab there. It's intuitive to do so, and that would be a good thing in reality, but it's a flow drill. So I just stop it. She flicks over my head, I move away and pie on. Let's go a little slower. And we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Notice that I'm moving away from that strike and then slicing here. She's moving away. I'm moving away, and then I move away again, just slightly. And it's only a 4-beat drill. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Now we're going to go to reverse grip real quick for hubud. The blade is articulated towards our arm here. Notice that the blade is towards my arm. I do not have the blade or the sharp edge pointed out. I have the sharp edge pointed in, or the sharp part of the blade pointed in. She strikes down at me in the hubud fashion. Go straight down. Little finger up. Don't grab like this. It's not thumb. That'll get ripped off. Little finger up. Come across. As you come across, take your hand off and strike, arm, slice. 1, 2, 3. It's a 3-beat drill. Pardon me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you put your blade over the arm on 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. That gives you all of 3-part, 5-part punyo sumbrada and hubud knife lines. Thank you. See you next time.